So, we're going to be trying to design a new dye factory tonight, as is the title. So, I've done some work on the base, off camera, just a little bit of off camera mining. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So, I have plans, everybody. I have plans for, yes, a new dye factory. Yes, we're going to be manufacturing dice, everybody. A 20-sided die, a 6-sided die, a 2-sided die, a 1-sided die for when you're really just kind of cooked. Is my FOV wrong? It is. Also, I didn't log in before the stream, so there's going to be some lag, I guess. It's a good thing to know. But yeah, as you can see, I've done so much progress mining out the base, guys. I decided that this hallway was like a little bit cramped, so I added another 3 blocks to the side of it. That means that we need to move like a couple pipes and some things, but no big deal, no big deal. Also did that to this side as well. So it's a bit more of an open floor plan. Just kind of busted out a couple of the walls between the kitchen and the living room and the dining room and the bedrooms and the bathrooms, and just like no walls. We don't believe in walls around here. Just nice open floor plan. And then we also have a new area down here for the workshop that we'll be building at some point. I don't know if this is big enough or if it's too big. So we'll find out one day. And then if we go up, we also have... that's not red. We also have a little area up here. This is where I think all the shops are going to be going. And I think we're going to fill up the whole space. Obviously, this is all just like bare bones, just kind of like mined it out casually. But one of these days, we will fill it up. And then we also have our staircase going down, so we could do another room off over here if we need to at some point. Because I believe we do have, yeah, we have infinite space in this direction. So we can do things there if we want to as well. Which is great. We love to see it, everybody. Why are you shooting me? What is your problem? I have 0 game sounds. I turned those off at some point. It's a great reminder that I don't have game sounds. I'm actually taking 0 damage from the skeleton. Hello? He shot me like 8 times. I have 4 projectile protection 5s on right now. Is why. Taking a little bit of hunger damage. Oh, fine. He did have heart. How many? I have a lot of arrows in me for not taking any damage. Good to see. Good to see. Guys, we have a 100k redemption and no one uses it. Why do you want a 750k redemption? 750k is like we name an entire series after you. Like what? What do you want? I guess we should go ahead and check the base to see if anything has popped off and died. Because we had some issues. If you saw the most recent episode, which you should have gone and watched that already. You'll know that we have some of these chain drives just popping off for like no reason. Kinda silly. It seems like they're all here today. 100k redemption is lame now. Wow, okay. Fair enough. Apparently, I mean... It's out of stock? Well, I mean, someone must have redeemed it then. It's 1 per stream. It's 1 per stream! What do you want from me? I don't know, man. Anyway, yeah, so all of our shops are down here right now. So we're not going to be keeping that long term. We can put something else there, I guess. Maybe a collection of heads. I think I unpaused it. Pretty sure. We can just put some random junk up there. Anyway. Yeah, my off-camera mining is not actually running the tunnel bore. Contrary to popular belief, it's not actually running the tunnel bore. Right. So the clipboard. The clipboard is where I'm at. So going forward to the factory, there's only a couple extra things that we can actually farm naturally in the game, as far as I'm aware. But there's a few extra little blocks that we should add to this. Like, I want to get the pulp and the cardboard boxes going in here, because we're already producing the bamboo, so we can just do that. And just a couple other things that we're already producing in the base that we can turn into blocks over here that don't really fit in, like, the workshop theme. But I've done a lot of things. So there's also a smooth stone smelter, because I realized that we're not smelting down stone to get smooth stone for some reason. We just haven't done that yet. And then we also need to add in the dye factory. So we're trying to fill up as much of this space as we can. Because through this wall right here is not really that much more room until we get to here. And then if we can expand the factory through this right here, into this factory, into this wall, we are officially underneath Beardstone's base. So that is kind of the goal. We're trying to expand the factory by at least another, like... What do you think that is? 200 blocks? You think that's like 200 blocks? I feel like that's around 200 blocks. Let's do some counting. How about that? What is this? What is that? That is it's 432. Do. That's 532 to right here. So that's only 100 blocks. So we just need to go 150 more blocks with the factory, everybody. And we'll have the factory be expanded into Beardstone's base. I feel like that's great. I feel like that's great. We've got a redemption. An Ultra Flex from Kula. Finally, someone does an Ultra Flex. Maybe it may or may not have been turned off for like the last 12 months. We might just rebuild the statue that we already designed on Bedrock for you. Unless you changed your skin. Yeah, now I gotta find a place to put statues in my base. Ah, jeez. Here we go again, everybody. 100,000 points for an Ultra Flex. That's crazy. Now, Kolo's had, like, the same Bedrock skin for, like, ever. He's got, like, all these crazy, like, marketplace, like, add-ons on. He's got, like, a mohawk and, like, a robot arm and, like, a beard and, like, trying to be, like, a techno dwarf over here. I don't know what's happening, but, I mean, it's cool. I like it. He's representing that marketplace. For sure. Oh yeah, blaze burners is another thing that we could craft as well. But basically, the plan from here is that we're going to do a dye factory. So we only need to farm a couple more dyes. I think it's on this end right here. Nope, 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 nope. Yeah, so this is the I Like to Dye factory. No. So we're going to be doing all of the different dyes, which turns out that we actually need to farm red, green, yellow, and brown. And then with red and green and yellow and brown, we can farm all of them, because we already have white being produced via bone meal, and then from the skeleton spawners, and we have so much of that. And then we also have black and dark gray being produced as well from the tree farms. So that's pretty cool. We do like that. So we only need to farm a couple more of these, and we can maybe try some create things for that. But once we have all of the dyes being produced, that's going to be, 16 blocks of additional space right here just for the dyes. And then it gets a little bit complicated, because then we can use the liquid dye waters, these things right here, with a fan, and then we can actually dye things. So if we have like a green dye bucket in front of a fan, we can do green wool really easily. So yeah, it's just this right here. So that means that we can super easily set up all of the dyes for dyeing an infinite amount of wools. So we don't actually need to produce the dye items themselves, like these things, because these are one use. One white dye will give you one white wool, right? Whereas these dye waters gives you infinite amounts. So we can easily set up a system for that. But that's only going to work for wool, and it's only going to work for glass. So we can dye the glass into all of the different colors, of course, and we can do that with the thingy right here. So that's kind of cool. And that's pretty much all there is to that. So we can set up one system to do it. Liquid. Liquid. Is that how you say it? You say it like liquidage? Liquidage? We're gonna try and make cut glass. I can't even find it. I mean, it's somewhere in here. This is red stained tiled cut glass panes. You know what? This looks too complicated. If people want that stuff, they can make it themselves. I think it's called framed glass. How do you make it? You gotta make framed glass. Wow, cool, thanks, okay. Well, how do you make framed glass? Where's the default one? Here you go, framed. You stone cutter it. Wow. Is there an automatic? There's an automatic way to do that. Tiled, vertical, framed. The answer to this question is maybe? It's possible. It's possible. We could do that. We could do frame glass as well. That would be really easy. Let's see. So that's all the wools and all the glass and all framed glass. So that's all really easy. And then you get into the terracottas, and this actually becomes the same deal. So terracotta, it can just be, you know, dyed in the same exact way. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, just literally the exact same way. So that's also easy for terracotta. And then you get down to the glazed terracotta, and then that's just a smelting panel. So we can do that. Foxy's right behind me. He must be invisible and appearing offline. Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh, Raggy. Do you lick the lid of yogurt? Yeah, gotta get it all. Sometimes, if too messy. No, gross. No, never thought to. I mean, it depends if there's any on there. Because I get, like, the big quarts of the yogurt, right? And those don't usually have, like, any on there. If it does, it's just, like, some, like, condensation. It's mostly just water. So I am licking that. But, like, if it's a little yogurt container, there's gonna be so much on there. If it's, like, you know, the like, Jello or, what's the other one called? Pudding? Like, those style containers. It's gonna have so much on the lid. You gotta lick that lid. Mmm. Delicious. But, like, okay. Pet peeve of mine is when someone is like, hey, this container's dead, it's empty. And then you look inside and there's just a ton of stuff on the side of the walls. Right? There's like, this peanut butter's empty. Like, if you just scrape the walls, there's like 3 more knifefuls on there. Anyway, so all the concrete powders, this one will actually require the dye farm. So we do actually have to produce all the different dyes. Because you can't just, like, re-dye white concrete. Like, if we get this and then, like, we wash it, it just becomes white concrete. Like, actual hardened concrete, not powdered. So there's no way to dye it with the liquid water, right? So we have to use the mixers, which means that we have to use all of our sand and all of our gravel. That's fine. And then all of our actual dyes. But luckily, we can just use the mixers for this. But this is going to get interesting because the basins require 3 inputs: dye, sand, and gravel. And I want to keep it 1 wide. So, yeah. You do lick the paper cover of the peanut butter jar when you peel it off? I mean, if there's some on there. You're about to throw it away anyway. I mean, what's the matter, right? Who cares? Why are you buzzing? My phone is not even, like, remotely on the table. What's the problem? Maybe it's because the AC. That could be a problem. Use liquid dye instead of honey water, though I have no idea what this mod is. Just use some other mod. That's what we're doing. That is the plan, everybody. Right, so we've been looking at that menu for a while. So I think with this edition, it's going to be a very long factory. So 16 for the dyes, obviously. 16 for the wools. Now, all the glass colors and all the frame glass, I think we could get this to be 16 total. All terracottas and all glazed terracottas, I think that could also be 16 totals. All the concrete powders and concretes, I think that could also be 16 total. So we could actually make this compact. That is the ideal. So that's 16, 32, so that's 64, 74. That's only 80 blocks wide. Which will actually, ooh. Dang, bro, that's kind of wide. Kind of thick. So 80, that's going to take us to 5. Oh, wait, can I do math? That's going to take us to 511. Wow, this room is exactly the same length that I actually need it. It's going to take us literally to this row of I did not plan that. This row of torches is actually just where I, like, put those so that when the tunnel bore was going and I saw these torches, I knew to pick up the tunnel bore. Okay, well, I mean, that's actually relatively convenient, isn't it? That is hilarious, actually. 16 colors plus undyed. Leaky detect? I'm not worried about that. I think that would only matter for terracotta, right? Won't that only matter for terracotta? That's a good point, though. Is there 16 of these? There is 17 terracottas. I'm not doing shulkers. No one uses shulkers on here. So terracotta is actually 17. No, we already have an terracotta. Nope, terracotta's fine. Nope, we're already doing terracotta down here. Yeah, terracotta's already being made. It is way down here. Yeah, it's way down there. Yeah, frame glass is already, that's part of the glass. So the glass, frame glass one, we're going to try and stack those up on top of each other. Same for terracotta, glazed terracotta. Those are going to be stacked up on the same slices. And then same for concrete powder and concrete hardened. Boom, it's going to be stacked on top of each other. 17 colors of diorite. You're banned. Under the prison. Goodbye. Straight to Guantanamo, or whatever. That's something that we still do. Why are you broken? Oh. This one's not broken. Why are you broken? What is broken? Why do? I think we're gonna do a tank right here and then just see how that works out. This is not getting anything filled into it. But why though? But why though? This is obviously still working. Bruh. It's not even getting anything over here? What? I'm actually so confused. Oh, wait, no, there it goes. Hold up. That just updated it. There it goes. Okay, we're going to keep that one as a glass. And now this should work. Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, modded's kind of silly sometimes. But so is regular Minecraft. So, you know, nothing's really changed. I don't know why we expect it to have, like, higher, like, you know, quality than normal Minecraft. It's like, oh man, this mod's got a bug in it. Yeah, well, so does vanilla Minecraft. There's 300,000 bug reports, so, you know. Get used to it, okay? I don't know why the lava's super jank. It just is, man. It just is. Maybe we put a, every time we have a pump, we just put a tank as well. Just to kind of reset the distance. Have your feelings. I mean, you can, but you're wrong. Chunk loading. I don't think it did break because of chunk loading, honestly. Because it was force loaded chunks. And they never broke before, and nothing changed. Right then, so I think we should head off to creative. I think that is the smart way to go. Because this entire area is going to get filled up with the entire dye machine, and I kind of want to design that ahead of time, because we have all the dyes that we need to make, all the wools, all the glass colors, stack those together with frame glass, all the terracottas, all the glazed terracottas, all the concrete powders, and all the concretes. And that is a lot of stuff to design. So let's head off to the creative world, shall we? Isn't this already creative? It's a creative outlet. Phoenix SC sent me a DM. Oh my god, I'm in a video. That's great. What do we do now? Where do I go from here? Get a room. I'm in a room. You're in my room. Get out of my room. Hey, there's the thumbnail for the episode. Maybe I should have done this in a Superfly world. It's been interesting. The stream's been interesting just because of the yogurt thing. Well, I'm glad we can be entertaining. I strive to be somewhat entertaining. On occasion. You know, when I feel like it. So this was... Oh man, this is like the first prototype of the factory. This is what we spent an entire episode like building. Remember this? You guys remember this? Oh, look how cute and tiny this is. I was so proud of this. I spent like 8 hours designing this. Oh, oh, it's so cute and quaint. Oh, it's adorable. Okay, so we're gonna build something that's literally twice as long as that, and it's just gonna be for dyes. I need a place to build this, man. Hey, look, there's another thumbnail. I happen to do all my thumbnails in this world. Hey, look, there's another thumbnail. That's crazy. That's not a thumbnail. That's just why I'm stuck in the overworld. Let's do it right here, I guess. Oop. And then... You think this is enough room? I think this is enough room. Let's go this way with it. Grass block. Look at that. And then you guys gotta get out of here. Goodbye. Okay, so I don't know how deep this needs to be, but I think it'll be fine to just figure that out on our own. Yeah, so this is the Just Create mod pack. You can get it on CurseForge. Hey, look at that. There's Funko Pops in here. That's great. So yeah, it's Just Create SMP 2 is the mod pack. So what do we need, guys? I think we need to go just pick block this factory, because that's going to be a lot quicker than picking items out of the creative inventory. Boop, 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 boop. Just give me literally all of this stuff. Yeah, all of this. This is great. Yep, thanks. Yep, a little bit of that, a little bit of that, a little bit of these, some of them's. Okay, great. Did we get all the things that we need? How many different projects can you spot in my inventory at one time? You know what? We are actually going to be needing some redstone links for how I want to do the concretes. So we'll get some of them. And then otherwise, I think we're looking pretty good. Yeah, the Bedrock Create mod is not the same as the Java Create mod. I will say that much. So what are we doing first? We're doing dyes first. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 dyes. Actually, 14, because black and dark gray already have their own chests in the system. It's kind of silly that they're like not lined up exactly, so we're actually gonna have a 14 gap right here, but that is kind of okay. Now, just figuring out this might actually take a minute. With the mod pack, how do you turn on Fulbright? I have it set to G. You might need to check your keybinds, though. Fulbright is legitimately so nice. Like, Fulbright and also FreeCam are my two favorite mods. Just because being able to see, man. Just being able to see and just, like... And when you're in survival, just being able to, like, get a nice look at something. Like, hey, this is what we're gonna do. I can point at things. I can look at things. Zooming as well, man. We need to... Like... You know how zooming is, like, super okay and popular now? We need to do the same thing when it comes to, like, Fulbright and FreeCam. I feel like it's kind of already there, but... I don't know. What's happening? I don't have a wrench on me? No wrench? Boop, 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 boop. All of these. So this is going to require quite a bit of auto crafting, I think, which we could just use... I don't know. We could use the create auto crafters, I guess. We could use the create auto crafters. I don't know if that would be better or worse, but it would certainly exist. Packagers as well. Packager, thank you very much. The repackager, what does this do? Oh, jeez. No, there's something else, guys. There's something else. Crucial for logistic request to arrive as a single package. Row. Okay, so it just combines packages together. I see. Could arrive in between. Ah, I see. Yeah, free cam. How about I do the colors in color order? Oh, I mean, we're going to. Yeah, then, okay. Well, we don't actually need that. Get out of my creative inventory. Now, I do have an image that I always use for color coding things. Useful Minecraft info. Where's it at? So the official color coordination of Minecraft, everybody. It's white, light gray, gray, black, brown, red, orange, yellow, lime, green, cyan, light blue, blue, purple, magenta, pink. You got all that, right? You got that? You got that? We cannot bulk dye everything because we do need to automate dyes for the concrete. Yeah, there's no way to do concrete without dyes. As far as I can tell. Like, there's just legitimately no way to do it. You just can't, you can't get it without dying. Yeah, so that's what we're doing here. Now say my ABCs backwards. I do not know how to do that. I can say Dosha Sally XBSC Fragile Cali Rupus, if that it would satisfy your needs for saying things backwards. Ooh. White and light gray. We're already doing gray and black, so we're going to skip to brown. Brown's actually going to be interesting because we'll have to build a whole farm for them. It's not the same. Well, that's what we have. You can either like it, or you can just not eat anything for dinner tonight. Sorry. That's what's on the menu. Picky eaters don't get to make decisions. You get what you get and you like it. That's just is what it is. Is what it is. Okay. So this is where things get interesting. So we're gonna have white dye come in. That's just gonna be from bone meal? Yeah, okay. I think what we do is we try and stick with the create crafters as far as we can take that. So this is literally just going to be one of these right here. Let's keep the wrench on the hotbar. And then we can do hoppers for this. So this is literally just going to be requesting some bones into here. And then that's going to be a bone meal. I should get a creative engine, actually. A motor is what they're called. It's got free unlimited power. It must be like solar or something. I don't know. I don't know how this thing works. It just churns forever. You can't stop it. It's unstoppable. And then Kyog. There we go. Boop. And we'll just crank that to 256. So if we put some bones into here. Now, I have seen an issue with the creative autocrafters recently. Or the create autocrafters. And that is that if it's overstocked. Can I not, like, drag to fill? I can't drag to fill. Anyway. If it's like in an overstocked inventory, let's do a dropper then, I guess. Can I describe this in a way that will make any logical sense to literally anybody on the planet? That's my challenge for tonight. Yeah, okay, so that's overfilled. Then I've had an issue where it's dropping items out. Middle click and drag doesn't work because the inventory is like trying to be sorted like that. Yeah, it doesn't work. Yeah, I've had it like pop items up. I've only seen this with the pearl bricks crafter, but there's always like some bricks on the ground. I was surprised there wasn't some today. It's supposed to get backlogged like this, so I don't know what exactly the problem is, but this is what it should be doing. That's gonna get annoying sounding. Pretty quick. Pretty quick indeed. Now, it should just shoot out into the air if it's like, if there's nothing to go into. So maybe that's just like what it's trying to do. I don't know, man. I just work here, man. So that's gonna be white dye. No, this is actually, I'm sorry. This is making bone meal right now. We do have a bone meal supply. Yeah, it's making bone meal, not white dye. Yes, yes. So I think it would be like this, actually. Excuse, why are you not the right way around? Spin the right way around. Okay, so now we would just put bones into here. Although we actually have bone blocks. That's what these would be doing. Yeah, so bone blocks to bone meal to white dye. Kind of interested to see what happens here. Is this gonna throw some items on the ground? What will happen? It just stops. Good, that's what it should do. That's how it should do. A vanilla backport crafter would be miles faster and quieter than mechanical crafters. Yeah, but simplicity is what I'm going for right now. Because we need to tile a bunch of these things together. So now we're gonna do white and gray, right? Or sorry, we're gonna do gray and then dark. Oh my god, what am I trying to say right now? I think we do a normal gray and then a white dye, right? I need a crafting table. I need to remember all the recipes for all the dyes, man. Yeah, so that gives us 2 light gray. Okay. There's another way to do that as well, though, isn't there? A black and a white. No, I want the light gray, actually. There's all the flowers. A black and 2 white. That would give us 3 light gray. Is that better than what this is? I don't think it matters. Actually, no, it would be better to farm it this way because dark gray is not something that we're producing on demand. We're mostly just producing it via a byproduct of farming black dye. So it would be good if we can avoid using gray. So I think we're going to do this via the method of 2 white, 1 black. And then hopefully that's fine. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. I feel like we're going to be doing this just with auto crafters all the way. So these two would be connected together. And then it's just going to be like boom and boom. And then packagers would be on this. So 2 white and 1 black dye. And that would work. Great, and now we're making light gray. Okay. What's next on the list? Brown. That's gonna require an actual, like, tree farm. Can you mix them, or is it shaped? We probably could mix them. You know, that's kind of a great point. Yeah, we could mix them. Can we mix all the dyes? Yeah, no, that's true. We could actually mix all the dyes. I hadn't considered that. Why you gotta point that out right now, man? Why are you pointing that out right now? I'm already deciding how we're gonna do things. That would be significantly faster and quieter. And also very simple still. Yeah, this would work for all the dyes, I believe. Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? I think it would work for all the dyes. Technically, we're already producing blue as well, because we have just so much lapis. Well, this is why we do things on stream. Basin plus mixer. Let's try that on this end. So this one's gonna be pink dye. How do we go about doing pink? We could do pink petals, or we're just gonna do red and white. That sounds a lot easier, doesn't it? Let's just do red and white. Packagers, I think they could output into a basin, but I've been doing hoppers into the basin instead. Mixer, grindstone, and crafters would cover everything. Yeah, we will need a millstone. That's true. So this is going to have to be right here. We will actually need this, and then this, and then... Where's our actual... Oh, hi, I have the mixer on the hotbar. Boom, look at that. Proper preparation. Let's see if this guy can actually output into here. How do I actually get, like, an item to go into that, though? Without, like, using a frog. Boop, and then this, and then Levior. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Levior. And then let's get some dyes up in here. Oh, it can. Straight into the thing. Okay, that's great. Now, the problem is that that'll work for the one side, but it won't work for this side because you need the frog to be on top of the packagers. So I would still have to use a hopper right here, like this. And that's pretty fine. That's actually pretty compact. I'm totally chill with that. That'll work for 2 colors, for 2 color combinations. So that's great. That saves us like a hopper or an inventory on this side, or like doing a barrel and then like a funnel and then a boop 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 and then a funnel. So this will work fine. And then we just got to do a pink dye on the side of this, and we will put the white dye into there. And now, where's my motor? Thank you. I don't know. I'm being slightly French tonight, I guess. There we go. And that should mix out some pink. Okay. So that'll actually work. And then we would just have to put in the frogs. We should put this on this side, actually, so I can build the next one of these dudes. Brilliant, everybody. Absolutely brilliant. And that's, you know, that's a little bit smaller than this. And also, I don't know, I feel like less laggy because these things are always moving, right? Like they're always animated. Whereas if this doesn't have anything in it, then I don't know. I guess there's two things spinning here instead of the one. I thought that that stopped moving. I don't know. Multiple dice can go into one package. Well, that's true, actually. We could do... I haven't used one frog for two things before. But, like, we could do two factory gate. Hold up, I need a link on this. Stock link. Sure, let's just do... Because we're gonna have our stock links up here anyway. So, I mean, we could do boop and boop. And then that would just fill it in directly. Then you wouldn't need these two. So, I mean, that would work, right? Because I would just set one of these to red. And then one of these would be white. Right? Right? Now, apparently, allegedly, there's a way to do that with the autocrafters as well. But, I don't know, man. Right, so that's pink. Now we got magenta, everyone's favorite color. So that's going to be two red, a blue, and a white if we wanted to do that legit. Or we could do a purple and a pink. That sounds a lot easier, actually. Let's do a one purple and one pink. One purple and a pink, please. Look, the dyes are better. Yes, they are better, but we need the actual dye itself item to make the concrete. You see, that's the problem. We're going to be using the liquid dyes later for literally everything else. Absolutely everything else will be using liquid dyes. But this is for concrete. And also, I guess, anything else that people want to dye things for. I don't know, man. Yeah, so that'll be good. What decision did I make for magenta? I made an decision. I know that much. It was going to be purple and pink because purple's easy. That's just the two. I'm trying to keep this down to just two colors real quick. So purple and pink is what we'll do for this one. Grab some dyes out of here. I don't need the crafters anymore. And then purple and this one. And then I'll make magenta. I also need an magenta dye. So I'm going to try and configure the system properly here in creative. That way when we actually copy it using a structure later, it's all kind of just set up how I want it to be. And then we can set this to be, I don't know, we can set this to be like 32 or something. It might be a few packages, but maybe it'll be fine. And yeah, these won't have addresses yet, because the frogs won't need to be set up in the world anyway. Oop, and then let's just throw purple plus pink. That'll mix it on up, and then we get a bunch of these. Great, we love to see it. Guess we'll just throw those on there. Guess you can only hold one stack. Yeah, that'll be fine. I think it can hold a stack of each item, though. So it can hold, like, a stack of both, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure that's how this thing works. Let's throw blue and red in there. Boop. And boop. Yeah, it can hold a stack of both. So, I guess we could set this to a stack. And that'll be fine. 6. 6 what? Six, 7? Yeah, so this mod is free. It's on ChrisForge. It's just create SMP 2. It's from Mr. Beardstone. You can download it. It's good stuff. We like it. It's good. It's good. Right now we're just kind of just trying to do some things with dyes, everybody. So this one's gonna be purple, everybody's favorite color, and then we're gonna have to do red and blue. Some would call that sitting on the fence, not picking a side, but, you know, do be like that sometimes. Boop and boop. There we go. Is that what they call swing voters? I don't know. Anyway. So now we gotta do, what's the next color? What's the next color? Actually blue. Well, look at that, everybody. So this is something that we are farming, but we're not storing right now. So we're gonna have to take lapis blocks into lapis into blue dye. And for this, I think we will have to do this system, right? Isn't that how this will work? So lapis blocks, lapis, blue dye, boom. It's going to be basically the same setup as the bones. Pretty sure. Almost certain. Maybe we'll run the shaft down this side, actually. Down the back. Craft into the basin. Because I don't think there's a way to do blue dye with a basin, right? How do you get blue dye? I mean, it's just crafting down. And then, can we do a basin? No. You could do a millstone. That would be a lot more complicated here. I'm not actually worried about that. That does give you a little bit of bonus here. Not actually worried about it. It's fine. It's actually fine. Why is this not connected? Bro, just, like, connect it. And then boop, and then boop. There we go. And then if we put lapis blocks in there, because we have just upteen bajillion, illion, gazillion lapis blocks. There we go. So we will need a mix of the two systems, I think, but that's kind of fine. These shouldn't, like, interfere with each other at all. And then what are we doing next? What's the next color? Light blue. Oh, man. How do we do that one? That's actually pretty easy. You guys know the crafting recipe for this one, right? Please remind me. I kind of forgot. I forgot. What? Did I unlink this somehow? I think we'll have to redo all these factory gauges anyway, because they're not going to be linked to the right system. So maybe it's not really worth configuring them right now, but at least they'll have the right items in them, and then I can do them like 2 at a time. And that way, at least I know what's happening instead of trying to figure this out again in the world. That sounds good. That sounds good to me. Blue and white. It's gonna be stealing from its neighbor. Like a good pig man would. There we go. Blue's gonna be massive blocker. We have so much lapis. It's literally so fine. For green, well, no, we need to do cyan first. I'll get to cyan. I'll get to green. This one's also just blue and green, so that's fine. But yeah, no, I think we literally have like 100,000 individual lapis, so I think we are so fine on things like that. Let's see, this and blue plus green. Where's blue? You know what? Just for symmetry reasons, I want this one to be. Hold up. Yeah, literally just for symmetry reasons, we're gonna do this. Just move it around a little bit. Just boop. And that way it's blue-green. And then, you know what? I didn't configure this to be correct. So this is gonna be... What color again? Light blue. And this one's gonna be cyan. I don't know if that's necessary for these recipes, because there's only like the one thing that can be made. But still, we're gonna do it anyway, just to make sure. Can the packager output into an autocrafter? Probably. The problem with the autocrafter is you have to shut it off by detecting when the chest is full, otherwise it'll just go forever, right? And then you also have to find a way to power it with like a redstone clock, so you have to use that like repeater clock thing. So it's a little bit more complicated, especially if you want it to be like one white tileable. So I think we're just gonna stick with the create things, because these don't mess with their neighbors. They're very, you know, they just stick to themselves. They just stay in their office making Minecraft videos all day. They don't go out in the neighborhood looking for trouble. Just me? So this one, we're literally just going to have a packager and a frog on it. And it's literally just going to be requesting green dye. Because we already have green dye. We're just not storing it right here. Because we're crafting this from the cactus farm. You guys remember that cactus farm that you thought was stupid like a month ago? Well, guess what? Boom. Checkmate. It's actually useful for just this one thing right here. And then lime. This is where it's going to be getting fun again. This one's going to be green plus white. What is this crafting over here still? Is it still just crafting up to 10 billion blue dye? It is. Is that not how you craft that? Is it? Oh, it's not connected because of course it's not. There we go. Let me just set that up to be lime. Getting color wheel over here. I mean, kind of. It's not June anymore, but I mean, hey. Yellow. Okay, so yellow is going to be red and white? No? No, yellow is one that we actually have to farm directly. So that's going to be interesting. We might do that elsewhere. Yeah, we might have that be somewhere else in the base, and then we just request the yellow dye into here. That might be kind of smart. I'm not sure. We'll come back to yellow. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to yellow. But orange, Soldier's favorite color, isn't that right? Orange is gonna be yellow plus red? Do I know my colors? Yeah, yellow and red. Hey, check that out. I know a thing. A pretty basic thing, but I know a thing. Red, yellow. Factory gauge can even be used to request specific recipes to the autocrafter? Bro, we haven't done that. We have not done that yet. Yeah, requesting a specific recipe is not something that we've like figured out how to do. I'm sure it's great and powerful and cool and funny, but I don't know how to do it yet. What up? Boop, boop. Place item to monitor. Chests. Okay. Go to my room. I'm in my room. So is that all it requires? And then it would just like boop, 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 boop. I don't know. We'll figure that out later. That's not how that works. Oh, the vector gauge is not on the packager itself. You need a recipe wall of gauges. Yeah, that's something that we're gonna get into at some point soon. Because I know Chosen has a setup like that. We're just gonna steal that. We're just gonna steal that. We're just gonna straight up steal it. So this one right here does not need to be with crafters. Because this was for the other thing. Now, red is something that we will have to request. And that's going to require an actual flower farm. That's one of the ones that we have to request. Brown is also something that we need to get a farm for. Because I don't think there's a way to get brown dye. Like, just straight up. Is that coffee? It is coffee. Yeah, so there's no way to get brown dye besides just cocoa beans. There's no way to get red dye besides just, like, doing the thing, right? And then that'll be fine. Although we could crush down the rose bushes and get a little bit of green dye from that, but we don't really need to do that. I think we can avoid that. If we had a traditional iron farm, then we would be fine for red, but nope, not in Create mod. I haven't killed a single golem this season, I don't think. Or no, I think I killed one day one, just for the fun of it, for old time's sake. So this is going to be the light gray, and we're going to do this with the black and white. And that should actually be totally fine. Yeah, just same recipe. Same setup as the other ones, really. Put that on there. Oh, a little bit of that on there. And then just a couple of cogs going across. Why will you not just go into the thing? Please. It's so hard to get items into those. Like, actually throw them in there. We cannot do infinite and liquid dye. It's not a thing that they do. Yeah, so we're already doing dark gray and black, so that's why it's not part of this run. Those are things that we're already producing, but... yeah, it's good, it's good. So, that requires a farm, that requires a farm, that requires a farm. Should we try and figure those out right now? Or nah? Make an iron golem farm just for the poppy flowers and burn the rest. Burn the iron. I mean, you know. Let's see, dispenser. And then there's that repeater thing. Pulse repeater? Is that what it's called? It's the other one. It's the pulse timer. Yeah, pulse timer. And then it should just be called like a repeater clock or something. I think I want some mud. And then we want to do a threshold switch. And then we want a redstone torch probably. And then we want some redstone dust. And then packager and all that stuff. So this should be really easy. I didn't record a single bit of any of that. More color, the more interesting. The less color, the less interesting. Yeah, that's why all YouTube thumbnails have saturation boosted up to like a bajillion. It's just how it goes. Now, depending on how we can do this, we might be able to fit it in the factory as a one wide thing. So this still works, right? Yeah, look at that. Keeping the items concise is a bit of a problem, but that's fine. Like in their spot. But we could do a hopper minecart maybe. Where are they at? I don't see. Here we go. Rose bush and then sunflower. So I actually forgot a step about this because we still need an autocrafter in here. Because right now this is just going to farm flowers. So we need to back this off and put it like this to get an autocrafter in here. Which we could just do this autocrafter and that would be a lot easier. And that would be totally fine. So now when it comes to dispenser, this is going to be for our bone mealing of the thing, of course. And then you want to do probably a threshold switch. So when this gets filled up with flowers, you want it to turn off the system. So we're going to say 2 stacks in there is fine. And then how do we get that to power a pulse thingy? That's the 2-cent question, everybody. Yeah, it is a 1-slot crafting recipe, so I guess we could just leave it going on a clock, but... I don't know. You also have to determine when the chest is full and then turn it off, so, you know. That is what the thing. That is the thing. This turns off automatically. So, that goes there. And then I think we just do this. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. And then we can do... well, technically, we can't do, like, one of these right here. Because that would get powered. So, I kind of want to power this from, like, a block below. If we can manage that. If I could have this be... right here, that would be great. That would be cool and sweet and fun. Because then the packager could be, like, up here. And it'd be nice and compact. The switch should also power the hopper and log it. It doesn't seem like it does. No, they thought about that. They thought about that. Which is great. Because if they didn't, that'd be kind of an oversight. And kind of annoying. But yeah, it doesn't power from the direction that it's reading. Which is nice. But it powers every other direction. So, you know, kind of silly there. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it that way specifically. So I think we'll have to move this up and have it put into a hopper. Or a chute, maybe, or something. Probably a chute. That would be fine. I don't think it really actually matters too much. And there we go. So now we can put this down. The problem with this is that it's not going to turn off when we want it to. So we would need another threshold switch over here. Or... No, this is actually fine. No, this is... Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. Are we storing bone meal? We should store bone meal somewhere. That would be a smart thing to do. We probably... Let's turn this off. Please. Please. I need a lever on this. I'm going to go insane over here. We are going to be using bone meal in a couple of different places now. So it'd probably be smart to make a bone meal storage. That way, instead of needing like 4 different bone meal crafters all over the base, we just have the one. Because right now we're using bone meal for the tree farm. We'll be using it for the bushes and the sunflowers, and then also cocoa beans as well. So that'll be 4 different uses. So we should do a bone meal storage somewhere. And that would also simplify this system as well, because then this would just become like a mixer, wouldn't it? Oh, you know what? We actually already have a ton of white dye. Just in the storage system. I think we have like 10,000 of it. Just kind of chilling. Just from the bone meal block crafting that we're doing, because you just get free white dye sometimes. Like quite a bit of it. 25% chance of just getting free white dye. So we have like 10,000 of that just chilling in the storage system. So we might not really need to worry about that, but we can definitely get rid of this. And then this would just be our crafting station setup. And then we would just keep this stockpiled with actual bone meal itself. Yeah, maybe we turn that on after we've stocked up the entire thing. Put all the farms next to each other and then one crafter for bone meal. Yeah, I don't know where I want to put the flower farms. As of right now, it's going to be, let's see, crafter into the chest and then a block up. So it would be kind of in the way, actually. Yeah, it would kind of actually be in the super way for all of this. Which is not ideal. So maybe for these ones, we'll just do a simple packager requester. We'll just put a packager on the back of this. And it'll just be like, hey, keep that chest full. Just keep it completely full of these dyes, and then we'll actually produce the dyes elsewhere in the base. We could just put it down in the tree farm area, and that would be totally chill. Yeah, so this would just request brown and then red. Nope. Got it backwards. Boop. You can't change that item very easily, can you? No. There we go. Brown and red. Okay, so that's how that entire system's going to work, actually. So that's our actual dye crafting system, minus the frogs. But otherwise, it's set up as we need it. So that's pretty cool. What's this one, actually? Oh, it's set up for yellow. Right, we're missing that one. So we're just going to set up another packager right here. Just boop. And that. And then grab a piece of yellow out of here. And then we just need 1,000 frogs on top of all of this. This one also needs a packager on it, because this needs to have lapis blocks going into it. Surely there's a better way to do that, but maybe not. A little bit silly. Okay, so back to this idea over here. This would be requesting in bone meal, and then we just have another one of these. For the same setup. Yeah, see, we don't want items landing on the edges, so we will have to box this in. We might need a 1-block gap between these, even. Otherwise, we'd have to do a hopper minecart, and that's kind of silly. But this is, like, super close to just how a vanilla version of these farms works. We do need a motor on this, though. That way it actually auto-crafts things for us while we're down here. And please auto-craft. Boom! There we go. Okay. And then let's just set that up for a single chest right now. That way it's not, like, super backpiling everything. And then we would just have another packager on this to request items from it with another storage link on it. So, boop, and like that. And now we just build the exact same system a block apart. Like this. 2 stacks of items there. I didn't actually turn off, and that's because we are not filling it up with bone meal right now, but that's fine. So instead, I will just turn it off on my own. How about that? That sounds like a great compromise. Copycat boards would keep it thinner. I don't know how those work. I will consider it. Maybe. Also, we could totally just power this from underneath so it doesn't look as ugly. That could be reasonable to me. Also, I'm not sure if the chute right here is the good call. Maybe like a smart chute, just because it can hold a stack of items. Or we just do a hopper. I feel like a hopper can't be really any laggier than just straight up, you know, a chute. I feel like they're kind of the same deal. Right? I mean, surely. Okay, so now we need to figure out the other farm, and that's going to be... What was it? Cocoa beans. That should actually be mildly interesting. Creative crates for infinite materials. Ooh, I was wondering about that. Ooh. How about we just do crate? How about that? Creative crate. I was hoping that there was an item like this, actually. Can I just configure this to bone meal? Do I just click on that one piece of bone meal? And then it just pulls bone meal out forever? Yeah, forever. Sweet. Okay. It's pretty slow. Inventory space and transfer speed? Yeah, it's fine. Shoots better. Meh. Meh. I think if we put the packager into a create autocrafter, it's going to be sending 1 package per item. Because these only store a single item, right? So it's going to be like just a constant flow of packages, which seems kind of silly. Whereas otherwise it can just like send a stack of items per package. So it sounds better to me in theory, okay? Transfer speed. Yeah. I think for this specific setup right here, it would be better for transfer speed. Yeah. They're going the wrong way, mister. There we go. Well, that looks fun. What client am I using? No real clients. This is just straight up the mod. I haven't really added anything to it. Okay. Now this is going to be kind of fun for the cocoa beans. So let's get some of that. We have a couple of jungle logs available to us. And then I think what we're going to want is the smart observer and then deployer. deployer, and I think we'll use a piston to break it. They always drop 3, so it doesn't really matter, does it? These things are just going. It did auto turn off. That's good. More than 2 stacks. That's a lie. More than 2 slots, not more than 2 stacks. Interesting. Oh, no, it's because it's dropping down below 1 stack. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. I'm dumb. We could set this to 1 stack, actually. And then make them not run as spammily. And that would be chill by me. Can you use harvesters on cocoa? Harvesters work on cocoa beans? Oh, fascinating. Harvester. Yeah, actually, that might be the way to go. Because this is not going to detect... Please look the way that I face you. This is not going to detect a stage 3 growth, is it? Stage 3 growth makes it sound like cancer. Not the intention. But they do have 3 stages. So, what else am I supposed to call it? Cancer beans. I mean, hopefully not. Hopefully not. Oh, wait, I actually need that. Oh, not that one. Right, so the harvesters would be a great idea. Would be. So let's just do... Let's get away from that horrible sounding stuff. Oh, I kind of built this right in the middle of everything. I should have built this over here, because I need to expand this factory down towards that. Okay. We're going to learn from that mistake and build over here instead. So, my immediate idea for this is that I want a motor facing upwards down there. I want a mechanical bearing here, thank you. And then that's facing upside down. Harvesters like this. Some glue on that thing. Like that. Break out that stuff. And then we can just harvest all 4 sides of it, right? I mean, surely. We'll also need like a storage on it. Let's just do like a barrel down here, I guess. And then we just glue all that together. Okay. Is this turning? There it goes. Yeah, so I mean, this seems like it would work perfectly fine. And then we could put a clutch on that to turn it off when the system is full. And otherwise, we need some cocoa beans. We'll just do that. Like this. Hey, look at that. They're in the right spot. Okay, this is going to be a lot simpler, actually. Yeah, we can literally just do and pile, like, and up. Yeah, just straight up, this would work fine. This would be more than fine. And then we also need one of the portable storage interfaces on this thing. Yep, here we go. They always produce 3. Like, legitimately, no matter what you do, they're always going to produce 3. So, I think that's totally chill. We should get a clutch on this thing. Just because we're going to need it. And that makes it able to be turned off. I know how to do a good English, I promise. I just refuse to do it for comedic effect, everybody. It's part of the bit. I promise. I'm not stupid. That's a lie. Okay. Is it too slow? I mean, we could just make it taller if we wanted to. I don't really care. It's gonna be running 24/7. How do we get portable storage interface? I think we... Oh, wait, hold up. I kind of need this to be placed, actually. Yeah, that's fine. we place this facing downwards? I mean, apparently. Go down. And then this. You know, maybe I'd like it sideways. Yeah, because that way we could just do like a hopper into a chest. How's my inventory just so claustrophobic all the time? I swear, we're not doing like 12 different projects at once, are we? Jeez, where does all the items come from? How does this even happen? And then we'll just do a threshold switch right here, actually. And that'll be totally fine. And then when this has more than like 2 stacks in it, or 4 stacks in it, or whatever, then it'll be chill. Not even a problem. Where's my glue at? Somebody threw away my glue! I hate when that happens. Okay, and then we just change this to be only place when destroyed. Okay. And then we can just make that like 20 blocks tall. Shoot to the chest. I don't care, actually. I think it's fine. You guys are just shoot sympathizers over here. I mean, shoot. Just because you like shoots, don't mean everybody else gotta like shoots. I prefer ladders. Yeah, so the real question is, like, how fast are these things gonna grow? And it's probably, like, not very. So let's just make sure this actually turns off, I guess. Oh, I set it to 21 stacks? Oh, jeez. Okay, it will turn off. Look at that. Boom. And it remains 1 wide? Tileable? I mean, it's kind of 3 wide. It's kind of like, it's kind of 1 wide. The redstone is 1 wide anyway. And then we can just put a packager on this on the side. And that'll be totally fine. Packager. I think I would just have some of these in my inventory. Yeah, we can't put it right there, but we gotta put it right there. Brilliant. We'd love to see it, everybody. Yeah, it's 3 wide if you count the seeds. Okay, so now, those were the 3 things that we need to farm, right? It was brown, red, yellow. And that's it. And green. We're already producing green, though, so that's cool. Can I just grab this with, like, a schematic? A schematic? Schematic? Schematic and quill? Boop, and... kind of need this to be a little bit taller, actually. I wasn't planning on building this with the autocannon, but I mean... you know... we just get rid of all this. And then we just save this as flower farms. Okay. Brilliant. And now I need a table to make this like something that I can load, don't I? I don't know why this part's so weird. It's always strange. I need this to be actual flower farms. It doesn't like give you a menu to just like pick through what you want. You gotta actually open up your file explorer and then go do it. Boom. Okay. It doesn't copy the inventory, I guess. That stuff will despawn, right? You can enter mentions after you set it. Yeah, I just never really bother. as you probably noticed. Scroll through the schematic. Oh, can you just literally scroll wheel it? Is that how that works? It's just scroll to select. This whole time. This whole time. This whole time. I'm just... It turns out I am actually just dumb, everybody. I'm sorry. We're going to need to replace those in survival anyway, so it doesn't matter. Because they got to be linked to the correct network. And then... Right, so that's all the dies. And now's the fun part, everybody. We get to do the wools. We get to do this entire process over again. But there goes the inventory. That's not the first time I've done that. Trying to move things around, accidentally shift-click the 1X. Boom, the whole thing's gone. Anyway. Boop, and 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 that one. This is the correct order, right? We got the correct order of Minecraft colors here, right? I mean, it's the order that they're in the menu. Yeah, that's the right order. Great. Okay, well, that's easy. So, boop, and this. All the way down the line, everybody. So this is where we get to actually use the liquid dyes. That's mine rejoice. I can hear woohoos from like 12 miles away. Maybe it's more of a wahoo. This should actually be genuinely pretty easy, though. I think. According to my intel, this should be super duper for realsy easy peasies. Now, originally, what I wanted to do... We're getting down a rabbit hole. Originally, what I wanted to do is I wanted to do the liquid dyes, like, on the floor. You should just be able to grab from this. Why can't I just grab from that? I'm sure there's a setting for it. So liquid dye on the floor, and then plus fan. And then have all of the terracottas and the wools and the glasses be in the same row. Like this. Oh, you can't do that on Java. Yeah, so just be a big row of these. And that would mean that we could do very compact things. Very compact things. Which would be great, because that means that you only need a single one of these dye sources. But that gets a little bit more complicated with the logistics, right? Gets a little bit more complicated with logistics. So I think we're going to do a dye source for the wool, a dye source for the glass, and a dye source for the terracotta. It's going to end up being wide. That is actually completely fine. Because I'm trying to fill the space, guys. We're trying to fill the space. It'll be chill. It'll be chill. Okay, calm down. Relax. Yeah, one line of belts with different dyes on each belt. Yeah, but trying to do different things. Right. Diorama? Nah, that exists. Let's go. Now, the issue with like doing a line of belts is that you would have to configure it to do all three different things. So you'd have to do like one stack at a time, maybe? Yeah, you could do all three with one machine. Figuring out the item distribution for that would be interesting, though. Let's see. Let's see. Maybe it would be more fun. It wouldn't be very wide though. It would be 16 wide instead of 48. But like, I want it to be wide. I think we might end up using some arms for this. More stacks with more dice. Yeah, we could do more stacks with more dice. Mechanical belt. Mechanical belt. Full. Don't know the difference. Do not care. Not going down that rabbit hole. That's a trap. That's a trap. So then we have the depots, and then we have the funnels. The funny funnels. So the idea that I had originally was we would do let's set this up. Let's do the item drains. So we would have basically a barrel. This was my first concept. So we'd have a barrel, and this would be requesting white dye. Okay. So white dye. Sorry, no, white wool, because we have so much of that. White wool comes in, and then it runs out of this straight into and then we just have depot, and then it would be basically just this, and then the dyes would be underneath these, and then it would actually be one block forward from this because the chest to pick it up would be on the front. So it'd basically just be like that. Like this, all the way down the line. And that would be super simple and easy. And then we just put a block on the end to stop it from going over. And that would actually work out perfectly fine. And that would be super chill and easy and exciting, and I would love it. If you can mix brown dye or cocoa with milk, do you get chocolate milk? How about red dye with milk for strawberry milk? Wouldn't it be pink dye for strawberry milk? I'm pretty sure we have placeable milk now. We're getting distracted, everybody. This is a distraction. Yeah, we have steamed milk. That's not really what I wanted what I expected it to look like. Not really what I expected that to look like. So if we were going to do this the other method for trying to do 3 different things, let's see. We're going to do terracotta. Oh no, we're going to be doing 4 things. We're going to be doing glass. We're going to be doing cut glass. Or framed glass is what it is. I don't know why the clear one's at the bottom. And then we're also going to be doing wool. Wool. So that would be 4 things. So it need to be at least 4 wide. Concrete does not work with the liquid dyes. You have to craft that using actual dyes. Yes, unfortunate. It did look kind of chunky. I'm not gonna lie. Let's move down. Let's move to over here, just for this kind of concept that we're trying to do. So you would need at least 1, 2, 3, 4, plus fan, and then I need a way to like have the fluids not go everywhere. I don't know how you do that. There's a way to like keep them contained, but you can't like waterlog doing this, so I don't know. There's something that people have been putting their fluids in. Could have phrased it better. Than to stop them from flowing everywhere. And then it doesn't really matter how fast you spin the fan, so we just won't worry about that. We'll just use the water wheel for it. The speed just determines how far it goes, so we'll need to spin it a little bit faster than that, I guess. Copycat trapdoors. That's a copycat pane. That's a pressure plate. Trapdoor, here we go. Nope, not like that. That just kind of deletes it. That looks so cursed. It's cool that it changes the texture directionality, though. Make a TNT launcher. I mean, you could. Don't talk to me about Lego sets with too many pieces. I'm getting war flashbacks over here. Yeah, the dice can't be waterlogged, so we need a way to stop them from like flowing. But that's fine. We'll just do like this. Yeah. I thought I saw a way to do it, but I don't know. Probably making stuff up. Lying on the internet. I would consider it. Let's see. Let's grab a quartz block as well. So This is gonna be interesting, actually. I think I know, because we don't need to move the belts. We don't need to move the belts. Yeah, the dice go side by side, which is fantastic. Is this a big brain move right here? It'd be sweet if it was just a little bit faster. Sometime this year, please. Hey, there we go. Okay. Okay. I might be a genius. I might be something of a genius, everybody. We don't need to move the belts. Why? Because I'm a smarty pant. So, supplying the belts is where we run into issues. Let's see if this works. Let's see if this works, everybody. Would I be a genius if this worked? I think I might be a genius. It doesn't leave any items down. I think it'd be fine. Yeah, frogs on top of each spot. Configuring those frogs is going to be a real pain. If you want it to be one wide, shoot stop fans. No! 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 Someone said you can just move it down by a block? Is that legit? Chat, is that real? I'm close to being a genius. Close to being a genius. It does the first one. Wait, no, wait, hold up. I might still be a genius. Hold up. Nope. We're figuring, just give it a second. Let the brain cook. Let the brain simmer in its own soup. Give it a moment, everybody. Just relax and give it a minute. Okay? Haha, I am a genius. We do it from below. We do it from below, everybody. Yes. 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 Ha 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 ha. We only have the one fan. We might be cooking. We might be cooking right here. Put a water wheel down there. Put all these fans right there. Boom. Put that dude right there. Flowing dies. Work, everybody. How do you get the item off the belt into the chest? Just use an arm. That's all you need. We're not cooking, we're dying. Yeah, so we're just going to use an arm, and then that's just going to be going into like a nice little stack of chests. Okay. So this would work. So now we need to get items down into this. And as long as that doesn't leave items on the ground, which it looks like it doesn't, then we're totally fine. I'm pretty sure if you move them up like this, then they're gonna start just leaving items on the ground. Yeah, see, they just leave them on the ground. They don't detect what's below them. I think the same thing also applies to funnels. Which is less than ideal. Yeah, see, they just... I thought I placed you to not do that. And can you not just do the sideways? I'm trying to, like, place you, like this. Thank you. Thank you! That's, you know, the one time I wanted to do that. Yeah, so we'll just use a chute. Actually, you know what? Just a regular chute might even be fine. Although that would mean that it only does 16 at once. And I wanted to do 64. We're rich. We can afford nice things in this live stream. We're going to do the smart chute. And also, it makes me feel smarter. So, you know, do with that information what you will. Cool. That's going to be 4 times the fans. Fans are affordable. We have 100 people watching the stream right now. 100 fans watching the stream. That's crazy. Use copycat panels. I don't know what panels are. What is a panel? Copycat panel. What does it do? Where'd it go? It's gone. It got deleted somehow. Half panel, quarter panel, whatever this thing is. 63 is faster than 64 items. Okay. I'd rather do a stack at a time. Efficiency. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. I know you can do that. Doesn't work for that, apparently. That's kind of neat. Wow. Check that out, guys. No wonder people like these. That's kind of fun. Hey, Wakeboard, welcome back for 11 months of resubscriber in. That's almost a year. That's crazy. Time just goes so quick. They still be deleting it. What kind of suggestion is this? It still deletes it. What's even the point of these? Why did you bring it up? I don't know. Just confused and sad now. There's a different way of doing this that would be too complex for me. Try me. Or no, I don't know. So I think this would work. I mean, it would work. I know it would work. That's not the question. The question is, how do we supply this with items now? Act Udger. There we go. So, oh no, this would be fine actually. Just boop. And then boop on that one. And there we go. That would be fine, because then you need areas for the... Oh god, what do you call them? What's this thing called? The factory gauge. I knew that. And you're gonna come to... There we go. Yeah, so now it's one white tileable. And then where does the arm go? Oh, I'm glad you asked. Because I don't know either. I haven't figured that part out. And then where does the output go? I don't know. You're asking too many questions. Please stop. You're overloading my senses. This is too much for me, okay? I can only handle so much at once. So I think we put the arm, like... Well, that seems kind of weird. I mean... maybe it's fine. Workshop is spawn. I'm not worried about the workshop is spawn, because I am building my own workshop at my base. It's slightly closer. So we could do something like this. No, because then the, because you still need the, what do you, oh, this is a repackager. What am I doing? What? That's not even, how did I grab that? What am I thinking? All of this? Stupid. Stupid. Banned. Be gone. So yeah, this would not work because you need the frog, and then you also need these on the front of it. So we would have to stack this up in a different way. You would have to stack it with 2 blocks to go. But I don't like that. That sounds silly. You could learn about some of the tricks Chad is telling you if you looked at the workshop at spawn. But then why would I bother coming up with, why would I even bother streaming it that way if I could just steal from spawn? I mean, half the fun is like learning how to do it, right? I mean, shoot. I'm picking out all the orange things just because Soldier's here. Orange fluids, orange blocks, orange frogs. Okay, the orange frog is kind of cute. He's kind of cool. This is not just for wool. It's gonna be wool, concrete, terracotta, glass. No, it's gonna be glass. It's gonna be like the cut glass. It's gonna be, you know, all these things. Although no, you're right. We do it going parallel. And boop and boop and boop. Yeah. That could be smart. That could be smart. That's something that we'll get to when we, you know, expand it wide, widthways. Widthways. So now we get to the fun part of trying to stack these chests together. Because it takes up, like, this whole area right here, right? But either way, I mean, we'll need 4 packagers at least. That'll be 4 total for all 16. And then, yeah, we can do some belts. Or we could probably... I don't really like belts. Can we take it from an item drain? Does that work? Is that something that works? Yeah, no. Well, for some reason, no. I guess we just do a belt then. Okay, whatever. Nope, just doesn't work. Okay. That's kind of silly, I feel. Yeah, the arms can definitely reach quite an area. We might do 1 arm per 4. Or we could probably do 4 rows per arm. That would probably work fine. Yeah, we wouldn't need all of this. We would need... The smart chutes would stay there. Just because stack. And then we could do the... What are we doing? Belts? Yeah, belts. We're doing belts, everybody. Belts and roads. It's a new initiative that I just came up with. Do you like the, you like the term? Belts and roads? I'm not sure where the roads are going to come in play yet, but I like it. No, not actually what I wanted. These things are kind of weird to place. That's fine. Yeah, so we would just do a belt going across the top. And then we could grab items from this. And then we just have them go delivered all the way down. And then we would do the same, just barrel packager funnel trick. And then it would just be 4 packagers. That'd be fine. Packager. And then actual funnels for once. Wow. Not using any brass funnels? Here we go. Yeah, so this would be significantly more compact. But I kind of wanted it to not be compact. So, you know, that's what it is. Mr. Omega Beard, thanks for stopping by the stream. We'll see you sometime soon. It would also be kind of nice to be able to, like, access the chest from the front, but I kind of don't feel like that's going to happen. What if we did... What if we did, like, this? I mean, it would technically work. I don't know. I'm not really a fan of it. It would work. Not really a fan of it. Anything that doesn't use tunnels will introduce an inequality in distribution. I'm not super worried about that. This whole system's going to be backlogged anyway. The other idea. Which other idea? What other idea? This was the only idea I've ever had. We could do vaults, I guess. Vaults would make this a little bit... Ooh, and then we could do color-coded vaults. Ooh. What if we sold color-coded vaults? Because this idea is, like, expandable. Like, because we can just add more things to it. If we want to dye more things, this is, like, add another row to the back. Let's see. So, if we were gonna do vaults, let's get distracted real quick. The vaults would just have to be offset and height. But then you want to be able to access anything, so... Would you need different colors? No, you could use the same color. But you'd have to offset them in height by a couple blocks. And they can only be 3 blocks tall. I mean, it's kind of silly that frogs can't just work on the side of packagers. They have to be on the top. A bit limiting there, I will say. a bit limiting there. And then we can't have one down there. We'd have to move it down to be like this. Not a super fan. Not a super fan of it. It would work. And then we also have to get funnels in here as well. There is room for funnels. Funnels on all these. Why offset the storage? Well, because I want these to fill up. I don't want to make just like up to 1 billion orange wool, right? I want to make a specific amount, and we're using backlogging to determine that. So once this gets full, the arm stops putting wool in there, and then it just like stops producing and consuming wool. Obviously, yeah, this is incredibly janky. This one isn't great, but from the front, it looks pretty fine. Like, you're not actually going to notice the ones on the back there. It's fine. What if you just have it come straight out of the belt and then max width? Well, the top of this is going to be for the undyed products, so not really something that we do there. We would have to be taking it out of here and then putting it into storage. Whereas if we did this belt idea, it would just get completely filled up with wool. You wouldn't have any, like, if this belt was moving, you wouldn't have any opportunities to not do that. Is what it is, you know? Yeah, the vaults are fine as long as they're not 2x2s. You're right. It does look a bit broken though. Okay, it's just the connected textures are being kind of silly. Okay, there it goes. Yeah, okay, it's just a bit silly. So technically all of these would work. So we could do the original idea of just like this, and that would actually be fine. For all the frogs. Although I think I would want to lower this down so it's on the front like that. And then that would be fine. And then we could just put the funnels on the bottom of this. What are you doing right there? So, I mean, this would work. What do you think about that? This would work. Because this is currently what the entire rest of the factory looks like. So it's like a nice clean front to it. And I've been trying to keep that nice, clean, consistent front with all of these going all the way down. Because I think it just looks nice to have it all be the same. Right? Let's see. With one backpack. I mean, true. I feel like that would run into issues, though, unless we could set it to memorize slots, right? Yeah, maybe the backpack would be smarter. Expensive, but smarter. Yeah, the memory slots is what we would need to do. Yeah. Well, let's take a look at that. Let's see. Let's see about that. Because the memory slots is what we would need, right? This is a... I don't think I would want to do... Now, the actual diamond backpacks, those are fairly affordable. And we would only need 16 of these. These are 8 diamonds each. 8 times 16, that's two stacks, right? That's 2 stacks of diamonds. And that's a lot of room. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Not an even amount. And then what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 24 stacks? Hold up. How much is that? Calculator. Where's my calculator? So 24 times 64? Yeah. I think we would get rid of this third row, so we just fill that in with something that's not being produced. We just, like, fill that in with stone or something. Or, like, just fill that in with dirt, so it never gets filled up. And then we would do, like, you know, all of our wools across the top. And then, do I have any of the other materials that we're actually trying to produce in this silly thing? I don't think so. No. Well, technically, they're all over here. I'm glad that the flowing portions of the thing works. So yeah, we would do like wool across the top, boom, easy, done, not even a problem. And then glass, and then the framed glass just for fun, and then terracotta, and then can we do glass panes? Can we do glass panes? I didn't consider that, but I mean, this would be super easy. Let's try getting a stack of panes. Surely you can dye these, right? Surely that'll die. You're gonna die, right? Are you gonna die? You look like you're dying. Is there anything I can do to help? I can hold your hand. I cannot sing you a lullaby. I don't think you would want that in your final moments as a clear glass pane. This is clearly distressing for you. I can see right through you. You're looking pretty pale. You look a little bit orange in the face. And it's gone. It's gone. I felt like I got a pretty good number of puns in there. Framed glass panes? Now you're asking too much. Is that even a thing? If people want that, they can make it themselves. Oh god, this... You guys would be making me do, like, framed glass door, red stained framed glass door, red stained framed glass pane, horizontal red stained framed glass pane, vertical red stained framed glass pane. We ain't doing all that. Look at me, there is... No, stop. No, stop. I was consoling the glass pane. It was dying. It's no longer alive. It's no longer with us. I threw it in the ocean. So let's see. And then we would do a memory on all of these. And then let's see if we can't do this. Okay. And then Le Frog. Boop. And then only send. Yep. And then... can I copy that? I still have it in my inventory. Never mind. Don't need to copy it. So now, let's try requesting items from this. So this guy should work. Milk? Why am I searching for milk? Shouldn't that have items in it? Oh, there we go. It just needed to be updated. Okay, so give me all that. Boop. Oh, we're sending that to Dirt, apparently. Well, sorry, Dirt. You're getting a lot of free stuff, I guess. All of that was in the same thing. And now... Did this not remember its slots? Select all slots. This one's main. Here we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I guess when you put it down, you gotta redo it if you're doing this in creative. I don't know. So we'll just make sure to do that. And then... Yeah, let's just do all this. Send this out to main. And now, there we go. Okay, then. So we will have to do an item filter on the funnel in order to figure this out. Also, do you want that in this world, Stone, or do you want that on the server? You probably want that on the server, right? This world feels like it's really not long term. We're just messing around and discovering over here. But this will actually work out a lot better than the things. Also, let's take a look at the backpack, shall we? So normal backpack goes to iron. Iron backpack goes to gold. Gold goes to diamond. And then we just do that like 16 times. And then we dye it a bunch to give us the gold backpack. What color is that? That just all of them? It's all the colors, everybody. It's all the colors. It does tell you that you can turn into netherite. Well, then why doesn't it, like, show up over here as a netherite backpack? I don't know, man. That's stupid. Yeah, so we'll keep this as, like, ideas of concepts. I just stack that up. And then we need this to be on memorize. Oh, there we go. Memorize all slots. Can we do JEI for that? Yeah, can we do JEI for that? I don't think we can do JEI for that. Hold up. Let's do memorize, unselect all, and then ooh, if we can't do JEI for that, it's gonna be a bit silly. Let's place it down. I want to do memorize, select all. No. New color code slots? Green glowing concrete? What? There's glowing concrete? No! This is not the time to tell me that that exists! No! No, we gotta farm that too! Okay, we'll find out how to farm that. We'll farm that. This is taking items out? Question mark? Oh, wait. Oh, shoot. We have to do it one at a time. Oh, God. Oh, no. I mean... Well... I think I'd rather die. Rather die some glowing concrete. Okay, how do we make glowing concrete? Oh, glowing sacks? How do we make that? Ink sacks? How do we get that? Squids? We're not doing that. That's not happening. That ain't happening. Nope. I've decided no. Bad. Stupid idea. Not happening. Thank you. Goodbye. It requires glow squids, and glow squids are dumb. So we will not be participating in that idea. Right, so this is going to be 16 blocks wide. Let's go ahead and let's get our like funnel on the bottom of this thing, just for fun, and then that will require an item filter, and then we can set that up to be the thing that we need. Yeah, so that would just be like that. Glowstone plus concrete? You would think so. We could farm that. That would be farmable. But it would not be something that we can do. Yeah, it's glow ink specifically. We've built a glowing farm before, and it was stupid. And I don't think we ever used a single bit of it. So, you know, do with that information what you will. Yeah, no, the glowing stuff is pretty cool. I do approve of the glowing stuff. It does look pretty sick. That's kind of what I was going for, like that kind of cyber, kind of like neon, kind of like colorful, the colored lighting kind of deal. That's what I was going for with the last season of Truly Bedrock. Isn't that season 6? Oh, the redstone based one. That does not narrow it down. The big one. That also does not narrow it down. I'm realizing. Actually, I don't want these to be like that. I'm just setting up a little bit of a demo right here. Please ignore this. Yeah, so this would technically work. It would just be 48 blocks long. But what we're actually going to be doing is significantly less dumb. So let's grab our backpacks. And we don't even need to make any upgrades for this either. We will need diamond level backpacks though. That's not like, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's only 2 stacks of diamonds, right? 16, 8 times 16, isn't that right? 16 times, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's just 2 stacks of diamonds. Yeah, it's 128 diamonds. Boom, genius. I have the intellect. I can do basic arithmetic. Woo! And then, yeah, we will color code the backpacks because of course we're going to. You wouldn't think I would do that to you. We'll color code the backpacks. We'll color code the backpacks. Trust me. If I remember. So this is gonna require the mechanical arm. Thank you. And then I think we'll do the funnel. So the funnel can just go right into the back of this. And then how far can it reach? How far can it reach? So 50-50 shot? I mean, kind of. Oh, that one's too far out of range. Hold up. This one to here, that's too far out of range. That's too far out of range? Bro. Lame. Lame. It could do a 5 wide area. That's actually fine. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. That'll work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That will have one that's wrong. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so 1 5 wide area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, I actually placed down 10 of these. Miraculous. It's like I almost knew. Like I almost knew kind of what I was doing, sort of. And then we're just gonna have one on the end that's just like kind of lazy. And then if we ever want to add more things to this, oh, we want to do glass panes, don't we? Burn it all down, restart it. What's the range now? It's just gonna be doing a 3 wide area, isn't it? Ooh, what? Yikes. What if we put it right here? You can just okay, you know what? Get distracted. I need to block. No. Like this. Thank you. That's too far away? Yeah, they don't have very much downwards reach, actually. Is that too far? That's too far away. Oh, okay. So these arms are gonna have to go underneath the things. Or above? They could go in the middle, probably. Yeah, they could go in the middle. Okay. Well, that's gonna be slightly more complicated. So this is gonna be a lot of shoots. I think we'll just do normal shoots instead of the other ones. And then this would be all belts across here. And shafts as well. Oh, man. We will be making panes. I've decided. An executive decision has been made, everybody. You know what? Maybe it would be a smart idea to chunk align this thing. I feel like that would be a great decision on everybody's part to chunk align this. Did it not, like, do the thing? There we go. And you know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to be very lazy real quick. Please do not mind me. I'm being efficient, not lazy. There we go. Let's hope those all work. And then we still got to put in the fluids and the fans underneath it. We might actually need to hook up those fans to the actual base for power, because there's gonna be legitimately a lot of these. It's gonna be 16 times 5, right? Yeah, so our shop is gonna be in our base just because we're selling up to 10 billion items. Wasn't it smart shoots? I've decided that we're not doing that. I've decided that I'm actually a cheapskate, so we will not be participating in smart shoots today. Also, I think my smart badge got like revoked a couple sessions ago, so I'm trying to stay on the down low. I don't want the smart police coming after me. Let's see about this. So, let's try it on this end actually. There's more room to play with. 3, 4, 5, boom. I would like to be able to place the thing. That does work. Okay. That'll be fine. So, let's see how far back we can get this thing. The more of these we can do, the better. Okay, still works there. 2 blocks back, so that means we can do a 3 wide area. We can do a 5 wide area now. Okay. Now we're cooking. Can we do a 7 wide area with this? Hold up, actually. These things have incredible reach. This is going to be a lot of clicking, though. We're going to have to configure these before we put in all those chutes that we just put in. Okay, so we can do a 7 wide area. This entire zone plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's just get like a 2 wide zone in the middle that we can't do it. Then we gotta power the arm somehow. And then it's just like these ones. Yeah, the 3 there, 3 there. Okay. And then just like an arm there. Yeah, they're all gonna be like I think we would just hook them all up to the base power just for fun. To save us on water wheels, because I think that would be quite a few water wheels. And then we'll just do rows of chain drives underneath them. And then I'll just put a rotational speed controller, just put them on like 1 or whatever. So it won't be like a stress impactor, but it'll just be like more of a ease of life kind of deal. So if I configure this right now, that means that we don't need to configure it in survival. Which sounds good to me, everybody. Let's break this out so I can actually see what I'm doing. Five. This is 6. And that would be 7 wide. Brilliant. And then these goes to these ones right here. Break that. Put that there. Boom. 35 inputs and 7 outputs. That's crazy work, everybody. This one in the middle is going to be a little bit lazy. You know, it's fine. A little bit entitled. And then we just do all these ones. And then if we ever want more than this, we're going to need to do netherite backpacks. Or change up how much we're actually storing. 35 and 7. That's crazy work. Okay. Great. Let's go back and put in all of our chutes then. And then we still need to figure out item distribution for all this. And I'm feeling like this is a pretty decent little setup, everybody. Yeah, I feel like this is a pretty decent little setup. 5 block splits, so it's even. Well, there's 16, so, you know. It would not quite be even. Powering all these shouldn't be too big of a deal. You know what I do want to do? I want to do the casings on these. And that way, these are like more, I don't know, these are like less lag, right? They're more efficiency. Or something, allegedly. According to stream chat. According to previous chatters and recent callers. This is better. Is true? IDK. Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't know. I do care. No, so these ones won't drop them if there's not a space, but they only put 16 onto the depots, whereas the smart chutes put 64. But these also only store 16 in them. Whereas the smart chutes would store 64 in them, so that would be like just an extra stack of items there, which is kind of be a lot. Where we're gonna make the frame glass? Over there. Yeah, so over here we need to do framed glass and glass panes and maybe bone meal. That is pretty important. This has taken like a full 2 hours just to design. It automatically fills all of them left to right because if it'll take when it's full. Yeah, no, that's fine. The whole thing's gonna be backlogged anyway. So I think that's completely chill. We might have a 1 block gap right here because we need to stop these. So I imagine they're gonna go right to left. No, I think they have to go... Sorry, I meant to say left to right. I was thinking we put our barrels over here, but we kind of have a mixer right there, and I don't know how we would do that. So I think we're gonna put the blocks right here. I think this will mix through a block, right? Hold up, let's mess around and discover with that real quick. Still got that on the clipboard. This goes boom and boom. It's not being powered. That is a slight demotivator for this thing producing items. Yeah, it'll go through a block. Okay, brilliant. Because we just need those blocks to stop the items from chucking off the end, going off into hyperspace, and then we'll do barrels on this side, and then packagers and funnels and blah, 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 blah. So technically this is going to drop out a stack of items, and then it's going to go 16, 16, 16, 16, and then, yeah, it'll fill from right to left. That'll be fine. I love that mixers work through blocks. Legitimately, super convenient, and the presses do too. Honestly, fantastic feature, underrated, and I just want to say that I appreciate it. So these are going to be for 5 different items. Of course. It's going to be doop, 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 and doop, and doop. What are those 5 items? Pop quiz, chat. Give me a list of all 5 items that we're farming real quick. Framed glass pane. No, we're not doing the framed glass panes. We're just doing a glass pane. Oh, guys, no. Guys, no. Guys, no. Guys, no. No, we forgot about something, guys. No, guys, wait, we forgot. Wait, no, we forgot about something. Guys, we forgot about something. We forgot about something. Glazed terracotta. No, we forgot about glazed terracotta. Does anybody care? Does anybody in chat care about glazed terracotta? Are we gonna dye the belts? Nobody cares. Okay, great. We did not forget about glazed terracotta. Good news, everyone. We didn't forget about glazed terracotta. This. There we go. Brilliant. Love glazed terracotta. Well, I guess we didn't. I guess we gotta do glazed terracotta now. You know what? I think for glazed terracotta, we'll do this method right here. That'll be fine. That'll be super fine, actually. What's glazed terracotta? I don't know. With content. Yeah, so that'll be an extra 16 wide of these. Get rid of that. Galazed? Oh, my backspace button fell off. It's been a couple weeks since I did that, by the way. I'm still using the same keyboard that I've had since legitimately, like, 2016, 2017. It's still alive. I did have to replace the membrane on the inside of it. I went down a rabbit hole. It's the stupidest thing ever. But I was like, okay, I just want to fix this keyboard because I know this keyboard super well. It's legitimately the only keyboard I've ever actually used. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go online. I'm gonna find this exact keyboard, and I'm just gonna buy it again. So I find one on eBay for like, I don't know, it was like 20 bucks. No big deal. Whatever. It's from Canada. Okay, fine. $16 in shipping. Sure, I get it. I get a letter in the mail. Hey, $30 in tariffs. What? Hold up. That's more than the keyboard and the shipping. I paid like $60 for this stupid keyboard just to take the membrane from the inside of it and put it in my current keyboard. Schrodinger's keyboard over here. I'm supposed to get a refund for those tariffs, by the way. I got a letter from UPS. They're like, we're automatically processing your refund. I will believe it when I see it. Meanwhile, I'm getting smoke from the Canada wildfires. They can't even keep the smoke to themselves. Bruh. It's the jankiest. Listen, I'm pretty sure I spent $20 on this in 2016. So inflation has really gone up. It's now worth $60. So, swear, if you don't get a new keyboard, you're gonna do what? Gonna send you a new one. Oh, I should have read down. I don't even know what keyboard I would want, honestly. For real, I don't even know. I don't even know what I would want. I have to like, I should go to like an actual store, like in real life, and like try out some keyboards, some mechanical ones. If you send it, you get what I, whatever you send. That's respectable. No, I can respect that. Yeah, no, that's reasonable. You're gonna send me the exact same keyboard. I have the Redragon. It's not the Karura. I think that's the mouse that I had for like 12 years. Oh god, I have to look at my Amazon. Redragon. Let's see, when did I order this? Oh no, it is the Redragon Karura K502, but good luck finding that online, man. It don't exist. It's Red Dragon. No, it's Redragon. Or it's Red Dragon. It's not Red Dragon. There's only one D. It's either Red Dragon or Redragon. I ain't calling it Red Dragon. Cause nope. That's how they spelled it. Auctions on eBay. You would think, but people just end up throwing this keyboard away instead of selling it. There's legitimately like 5 on the internet. Yeah, I bought this in 2017. May 23rd, 2017. It's almost 10 years old, everybody. Same with Silent 2. It's Silent well. I've made that joke a billion times. It's clearly Silent well. That's the lore accurate way to say it. It's Silent well. That's how it's spelled. I mean, is this gonna work? This will work. This will work. This will work. Oh, we forgot to put all the fans in. We can do that at some point. What's it called? Drain? I could have just gone over there and picked block 1. I'm realizing that now. Is that gonna be a problem? I feel like that's gonna be a problem, isn't it? You know what? I think to avoid that problem, we just do a depot right there. So they roll over, boop, and then doop. Bloop and doop. Casper gifting a tier 1 sub to Silent 2! You've gifted 796 subs? That's why you're banned. That's legitimately why you're banned. You want to know why you're banned? It's because of that. That's why you're banned. But also, Silent 2 appreciates it. That guy, whoever like owns that account, is just like, why do I keep getting random subs to this channel? Never watched this before. Oh god, because that's not like, yeah, that's just like a random guy just like happens to have that name. How do I know it's a guy? It's Twitch. Yeah. So some random person just like has that account, and they just keep getting random subs to me. Mostly from you, Casper. It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. You can't lie. It's pretty good. Hold up with this, and then that's gonna be set to exactly. No, where's my wrench at? There it is. Boop, boop, and then 64. And this is gonna be requesting La Terracotta. Oh no, everybody, I'm stupid. You know why I'm stupid? You know why I'm stupid, right? You know why I'm stupid. You know why I'm stupid? Tell me why I'm stupid. Tell me. I can handle it. Yes, but tell us anyway. No, I want to hear it from you. Because I still have that keyboard. Has to be dyed terracotta. It does have to be dyed terracotta, and not just the one dyed terracotta. All the dyed terracotta. It's gotta be. It's gotta be all of them. American education system. Yes, actually. Yes. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's certainly. It's not doing me any favors. It never did do me a darn favor. Let's see if we can't just depot directly into this. I don't know why I came over here to do this. We don't need to do frogs for this. It's also the lead paint. And the short-term memory loss. And the short-term memory loss. Did I already say that? Hey, it can do it. Okay, great. Felt mean to say as a Canadian. It's not mean if it's true. It's just honest. That's not true. Let's see. Oh, geez. We're gonna have to redo all these gauges anyway, because they're not gonna be on the same system, but at least this way I'll, like, actually know which terracottas to put there. Also, can we? We can. I love this for me. Because now I don't have to grab it from my... I just cleaned out my entire inventory to, like, prepare for this. White, light gray, gray. Gray and black terracotta looks so similar. Brown, red, orange, yellow, and then green, and then that one, and then that one, and then that one. Guess what? Guess which one's next, guys? That one. And then it's this one. And finally, this one right there. Okay, so that should actually work. We do need to put the lava end underneath this. Ah, yes, that will be a slight problem, won't it? Fascinating. Let's fix this problem real quick. Drill config is 2048. Yeah, that's kind of what we ran into on the last stream, but it's not too big of a deal. I can handle it. I can handle it being 2048. That seems perfectly reasonable. If we upped it just like a teeny tiny little bit, then I would manage to make it exactly 5 chunks wide. But the fact that we got it over 4 chunks is pretty good to me, I think. Let's see, we're gonna do chain drives. Just down here, so lava fan, chain drive. Hey, wow, look at that. We actually removed just enough, guys. Okay, so that's gonna be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because they only flow like 3D this side, right? 1, 2, and then that'll work. Okay. Beautiful, everybody. So that'll do all the terracottas. And then if I just grab some terracottas, it's on fire. Cool. Let's grab some pink terracottas. We will need to set these filters as well. I did not consider the filters for these things. That is actually... It's not going to work right now because it's not powered. But that's fine. It will, at some point, work. Probably. Why are we doing magenta glazed terracotta, man? Listen, I just designed the farms. Where are we on? Orange. Orange. Okay. So I feel like that's looking pretty good, actually. This is a very nice system right here in the middle. That saved us 64 blocks of farming, actually. It would have gone all the way down to there otherwise. But this is pretty good. I feel like there's other ways of doing this, but this seems very simple. This system right here seems pretty good as well. We'll build up a couple of little flower farms. And then we'll have to build up this thing as well. And then, what am I looking for? We are looking for... What else was it supposed to farm? Concrete? Yeah, the concretes. That's a big one. There was something else. Oh no, I was gonna come down here and do this. Because that's gonna be a fluid, fan, drive. So we need to go down by 3. It's gonna be much easier just to set this all up while we're here in creative, and then we can just like schematic cannon everything together. Why is there just like random water? And why do you get pushed around by it if you're in creative? That's the thing I like from Bedrock Edition. Get out of here. This here, hopefully this is the right thing. Yeah, look at that. Brilliant. So this is where it's going to get kind of silly, but I think we're going to need a bunch of encased chain drives. And maybe we'll bring them to this side. Well, there's already an encased chain drive right there. We'll just continue this one across, actually. Gonna be a little bit silly. But it's just all fans, my guys. It's just all fans. Need a way to do it, right? I mean... That was gonna cause problem for the dies. Yeah. Probably. Wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be the first time some lava's got some problems with some dies. I assume? I don't know. Okay, and then that'll power all of them. So, motor? This is like, I feel like there's a better way to do this. This just feels like the equivalent of spamming down some redstone everywhere. Man. So now we're gonna have to fill this in, because I'm not gonna do this by hand. Spacing equals... Up! Oh my god, thank you for just having an up option. That's incredible. We love that, but yeah, look at this. Okay, that's great. Can I get out of here now? Thank you. We actually went over by block. Don't need to do that. And they're going the wrong way. And now they're going the right way. Okay. So, the question is, like, where do we actually want to have the fans at? Not the fans. The fluids, everybody. The fluids. They started with the same letters, and my brain was just like, they're the same thing. That's fine. Lava. Hopefully this is gonna turn into obsidian, isn't it? It's like a 100% chance that this turns into obsidian. What? The what now? Why is that not in the creative inventory? Why does that not tell you? You told me that earlier. I didn't see it, bro. I'm gonna say these things, but it doesn't tell you. It does not tell you anywhere that hey, you could just do that. It doesn't tell you that for limestone either. It's in the ponder. Who's gonna ponder concrete or like dyes? Why would you put that behind a ponder that you can generate concrete? No one is looking at that. Someone said it earlier in chat. I mean, I'm sure, but that's something that you would just spam. Because now we don't need to farm the dyes. This is dumb, everybody. It's an added ponder to the encased fan. What? You can dye sheep. That's kind of funny. Okay, I do want to do Dragon Breath once. It's not in here. Yada 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 yada. Okay, it's on the dye bucket ones. The dyes for the concrete powders. Um, that's fair. That's fair. Forms matching concrete. That's the stupidest thing. That is the stupidest thing. It does not tell you this for limestone either, my guys. I mean, I guess it probably does if you go to here. No, you can't ponder honey bucket. Why can't you ponder the honey bucket? Because that's how you get limestone. It doesn't tell you that for limestone. It should tell you that when you like, you know, left click on a thing to figure out how you, or right click or whatever one it is. I always forget which one. It should just tell you up here, like, boom, you can just do the thing with the cobblestone generator. Because otherwise it's just like you just gotta do it the normal way. Who in their right mind would think about hiding that behind a ponder? Insane. Sure. Well, that's fine. Sure. Okay, whatever. So we need to figure that. I think we might have to have a gap right here. I don't know how we get away with having, like, can we waterlog something? Can we lava log to have the lava touching this? Can you crush concrete to make powder? Maybe. I mean, it doesn't tell you if you can or not. This is gonna be very slow though. I guess it's, I don't know if it'd be faster. You create cobblestone shenanigans will make it easy. I don't know anything about that. Because we have the generator block, but this is locked to like only creating cobblestone, basically. So that's what that is. And then, do we have a millstone around here? Crushing wheels around here? Ooh, crushing wheels. This is turned off. That's the silliest thing, though. Oh, it's also on 1 speed. Crank that thing up. So let's stop that. So I want this to do concrete next. This is before I figured out about the cobble gen, by the way. Okay, where's that concrete? I just threw it on the ground, of course. I kind of doubt it's gonna work, right? Yeah, I don't think we got anything from that. Okay. Well, that's fine. So, moving back to this, so we will need it for concrete powder. So this wasn't wasted effort. We will need it for concrete powder. And then I think we have to move this over by 1. I think we legitimately need a gap, unless there's like a way to lava log this. Yeah, it would make sense if you could crush it down into concrete powder. Make the frame glass in between it. I was kind of going to keep that down here. Because this was going to be... Oh, this was going to be 3 different things. Oh, geez. There was going to be... Yeah, no, there was going to be 3 different things here. pretty sure these chests are all facing this way in the factory. Since we're building from left to right. It was going to be bone meal. Bone meal was one. Panes were another. And then it was going to be frame glass. Framed glass. Where's it at? Oh, there we go. I'm pretty sure that was just like a stone cutter. How do we make glass panes, though? We haven't actually looked at that. I can't just, like, cut that somehow. How do we... Oh, we have to actually autocraft it? I think we have to actually autocraft that. I mean, that's fine. Whatever. Yeah, that's okay. So those are going to be the 3 that we do. I'm just going to leave these blocks here for now because we want those as a reminder to do that later. So we could do concrete powder right here. That way we don't have a gap. But either way, I'm going to need a schematic real quick. Give me this. And then we'll just go down to here with it. And then this is going to be glazed terra. Boop. And then I need one of the tables. Don't I have one over here? I can't believe you can just scroll wheel this. That's so silly. Oh, no, you're right. It does need to go lower down. Because I forgot about the thing. Hold up. Oh, the fans and lava down there. That's important stuff. That should work. Yeah, that'll work. And then this is going to be glazed Terra 1. Thank you. Get rid of that thing. Oops, all fans. Yeah. I still got a bit of a cough. Somehow. It's sticking around. Can I... Oh, you gotta change this. So that should be all 16 of those, right? I think that's fine. Oops. No, come back up. There we go. I'm too lazy to break all those blocks, so we're gonna do that instead. Heck yeah. Efficiency, everyone. This is kind of cool. This is what they should add with the sulfur geysers, but in the nether. Lava geysers, man. We need lava geysers. Why are there no lava geysers in the nether? What's happening? Genuinely? What is even their problem? They're holding out on us. There's such cool things that are possible, but they just refuse to give us lava geysers. Everything in Minecraft would be cooler with lava geysers. Have a good night, soldier. Thanks for stopping by the stream. We'll catch you sometime soon. I feel like all this should be filled in. Also, still too lazy to do it by hand. Okay, so this is all going to be concrete powders now. And we get the beautiful job of crafting all these. Now, we could also throw the generators in here as well and have this be concrete powders and concrete blocks. We're going to have to make some more of those dyes. Those liquid dyes. There we go. Okay, this is where things start to get more interesting and different as well. Because this requires 3 inputs to the basins, which is going to be quite challenging. Oh, these blocks here are going to maybe be a problem. These were maybe not necessary? Might move this back by a block just to make it work, designer. Okay. Wasn't that powering the grid of fans? No, that one was not powering the grid of fans. This one over here is powering the grid of fans. That was just like a little extension that we had going on. We still need to put all the fluids down there. Might do that from the back, just because there's like a little bit more room down here. This has actually stayed fairly small and compact. I like it. These fans over here, that's going to get powered further down the line. Not worried about that at all. Please don't ask questions. Goodbye. Okay. This is where, yeah, this is where things get kind of strange. Because we need 3 ingredients going into this basin right here. Now, this basin can be right here. This is the closest we can possibly get it. This is gonna have to do that. And then we can do the cheap funnels on this to pick it up. And then we're gonna have that mixer right there. But we need to get 3 different sets of items in there. We need to get the sand. Not suspicious sand. We need to get sand. We need to get gravel. And we need to get the dyes. The dyes, everybody. So how do you suppose we do that? We could do just literally 1 packager on the back. That's actually all it is. That's fine. That would actually work. That's actually all it is. I thought this would be a lot more complicated, everybody. That's all it is. 1 packager, 3 of the factory gauges. Okay, well. Powers of future sound problem? Yeah, I mean, we can add a 3rd steam engine. That's fine. We're not engine limited. So this is going to be a lot of factory gauges, though. That's going to be 48 factory gauges for each one of these, and I don't really want to do that. There are better, smarter, stronger, faster ways to do this. Now, what I would love to do, this would actually be so clutch, and I don't know why this never works for me, or why this is even a thing that they have in the game, to be honest. Because if we have a funnel right here, and it's set to go up, nope, not like that. And it's set to go up like this. Boop. Why no pickup from here? Why no pickup? Why had no pickup? It take item and put in there. Why no pickup? Hmm? You think that dumb? It don't do that either. It don't do that either. Why no pickup? What wrong? Why no work? Am stupid? Is too difficult? Why no work? Because I'm not believing hard enough. Well, use a fan to push it upwards. That's not how that works, right? Surely that's not how that works. If that's how that works, that's gonna be silly. That's not how that works. You're a liar. Although, hold up. Was that fan facing the right direction? That fan's facing the right direction. That doesn't work. Get out of here. Yeah, with a chute you probably could. Yeah, but then how do you supply? I mean... Yeah, well... No, with a chute you could. Because you can push items up from chutes. So we could do this, we could do this. We could do, we could do that. And then we can do this right here. Does that need to be going faster or something? Oh, okay. That does work. It just has to be going fast. Interesting. Does it have to be going fast? There's probably a minimum speed. Yeah, there's a minimum speed for this. Interesting. So, what is said minimum speed? 16, maybe? No. Yo, Pack Rat, welcome in! Thank you for the raid! How's it going? What do you have to... Okay, 32 is fast enough. Let's try like 20. We are playing some Create right now. Trying to... 20 is good enough. Speed to get that on to move quicker. That could work. Tired, very tired. That is respectable and understandable. Entirely. I respect that. I feel you. Right now we're trying to get some of the whatchamacallit, the concrete powder crafting to work. And it seems like this will work. We're just kind of messing around, trying to get this to figure itself out. It's gonna be a lot of fans. A lot of fans, actually. Powering this might also be difficult. Also, it's kind of got to be going this way. Oh, is this not going the right direction? Oh, jeez, come on. There we go. Now it's doing the right thing. So that'll work. These are still going the wrong way. My bad. I don't know how I keep messing that up. So we can supply items from the bottom. I don't really like it, though. Unless we lower it down by a block. We could lower it down by a block. You can also have items coming from above the basin of angled chutes. Yeah, I've never really gotten the angled chutes to work out very well for me. Like, I want this chute to just, like, go onto that chute. Like, how do you actually get this to work? Like that? Okay, I guess like that. Yeah, so I was thinking we should only do one packager for this, because that's all we actually need. And that one packager would sit right here on the front. And that would just do dye. So dye would go in there. Well, everything else in this mod is shift clicks, so that's what I assumed. Okay, so yeah, so dyes would go into the top, and then I think we lower this down by a block. That way we can have our funnels right here, and then we can have more funnels right here. So then we do 2 belts going across the bottom. So one down there for gravel, one right here for sand, and that would work. And that way we just have a supply of sand on one side, a supply of gravel on the other side going across the entire thing. And that way we're not using another 32 factory gauges on this entire thing. Because we could just have, you know, one basin with one packager and then 3 factory gauges on it. That seems a little bit ridiculous. And a little bit laggy? I don't know. Is this laggier? This is more expensive. But then again, factory gauges are also pretty expensive too. They're a precision mechanism each time you want one. Yeah, we could also just use a hopper right here instead of a chute, so it's kind of more of a temporary demonstration of possibilities. I think we just lower this down, and that means that we can just grab from over here, from all that lovely power source. And maybe we can tie into that power source. A lot of chain drives on this one, actually. Starting to realize. Maybe I like too many chain drive. Maybe I'm using too many fans. Maybe I need to treat my fans with more respect. No, that can't be right. That can't be right. Okay, so 2 sets of these. This should be pretty affordable, I think. I mean, well, I don't know if affordable is the right word, but like it should work out fairly well, all things considered. It's gonna be better than auto crafting, I guess. Although, now the auto crafters would definitely require a lot more power because we'd have to be running those at full speed. Yeah, oh, this is gonna be a problem right here, isn't it? No, no. I should have thought about that earlier. Maybe we need a better way of getting items into these belts. Or the requester would work better than a lot of gauges. Um. Oh, you keep calling them backport because they're like, are they not from this update? They're just the vanilla autocrafter. They're in 121.1, aren't they? They're in this update. Guess what? What? Chicken butt? Hmm? Hmm? What? Tell me. I want to know. I need to know. No, you're not gonna tell me. Just make me wonder. Just to make me ponder. Chicken butt. I knew it. I knew it. Trying to get a fast one over on me. Can't do it. It's impossible. I'm too quick of reflexes. I would catch it. Totally stealing that from Guardians of the Galaxy. Great movie. Highly recommend. Right, so this is gonna be a belt right here. Do I know how to do a belt? I think I know how to do a belt. That's not how you do a belt. Excuse me. No, I don't want you vertical. Place to the side. Oh my god, please just place any other direction than the one that you're going. Thank you. Not that difficult, is it? Apparently it is. Because it's just like, it will not cooperate. Cooperation is just not in its DNA. Move the packages and barrels above the belts with the chutes under. Oh yeah, I mean, I guess we could do that. We do need to worry about height. Height is a problem. Height is a real problem. So we might do... Is that going to work? That's probably not going to work. Surely that won't work. Surely that doesn't work. Did that work? Where'd the item go? Oh, the item went down. Well, that would explain that. Let's do a bunch of random different items. That works. Okay, and then can we have a packager right here? Is that something that works? That's something that works. Okay, great. Well, I kind of want all these items to not be in the system, actually. I would kind of like these back. Thank you. Okay, so that works. And then we just put the frogs right there. Okay, great. We could do smart shoots. We could just do normal shoots. I think smart shoots is fine. I don't know the height limit that we're worried about. So, can I control pick block that? No. Well, no. That's fine. Yeah, I'm not sure how tall our chain drives are. I don't know. I don't know what's the limit for that. Clipboard, does that actually work for this? Does that actually work for this? Hold up. I mean, that just placed it. I think we're getting a new clipboard. Everyone always suggests the clipboard, but I swear to you, this thing is garbage. It legitimately, it bad. It's bad. It don't work. It do not do the thing. Maybe I am the problem. I feel like that is a distinct possibility. But also, no, it's the children who are wrong. Well, we'll just go ahead and redo this. I would like to have them a block higher, though, so we can have a barrel. But I do not think that it actually matters. These ones can all be the normal ones, because we're just going to deploy a stack out of here. Or drop a stack out of here. Okay, the belt's not going to drop items on top of that, because the fan acts as a full block. So we can do it from this side, which is great, because I need a little bit of room to get some items onto here. So now we can do a barrel right here. I like using barrels. I don't know. I think they're slightly less laggy than everything else. I'm really concerned about lag, guys. Really specifically concerned about lag. It's going to be impossible to configure. Okay, so that's going to deploy sand or whatever. And then we're going to do the same thing, just a couple blocks higher right here. And that's going to be a slight problem. Slight problem. This is getting too compact for my own good. No! Most likely I'm the problem. Yeah, well, you know... That's what I always heard growing up, so, you know. Would not be surprised. The problem does appear to be between the chair and the keyboard most of the time in these live streams. Right, so now that factory gauge is in the way, and we're gonna have a frog above this. Am I still gonna have a gap between these systems? There's gotta be a way to get around this. This is where the frog's gonna be going. I need to get into there. I have the mushroom in creative. Yeah, it's just not worth grabbing in the inventory and doing all that stuff. I thought about it, though. I did think about it. Ooh, that's gonna put items into there as well. But that's fine because we can just do this. We can even do that for this one down here. Symmetry, everybody. Real symmetry. Look at that. Look at that. That's looking clean. Nice and clean. Use a drain or a belt going into the main belt. We needed to go sideways. So we need like, yeah, a drain could work. A drain could work, yeah. We just have to be pushed back to here. No, I don't want that. Why are you like that? I was shift click everything. I feel like that's my problem in life. Half the time when I'm trying to place things, I'm like, why doesn't this place? It's because I'm shift clicking it. Okay, let's get a motor, and then let's see if this actually picks up stuff. Or, like, distributes it. Wow, look at that, guys. It does the thing. Wow, incredible. Yeah, so that's going to be a lot cheaper than doing... like, factory gauges on all of these. So I think that'll work out pretty well. And now there's the other fun part that we're all kind of forgetting still, and that we've all just kind of, like, pushed off to the background, so we don't really have to think about it. And that is, turning concrete powder into real concrete. The real concrete. Now, we could wash this, but that would be expensive. That'd be very expensive. So we could wash it in a depot, but that means that we have to use twice as much. So we're gonna use the gin. Now, I don't think there's enough room back here for the gens. If this wasn't here, then maybe we could get away with it, but... You have an idea. Is it to delete Minecraft? Yeah, the flowing dye and lava is what we're gonna do, yeah. It's not to delete Minecraft? Oh, that was my only good idea. That's the best idea I've had all night. Alright. No, we can't go downwards. That's illegal. This all needs individual shutoffs as well. So it's all gonna have clutches on it and links as well. There's a lot of different types of links, as it turns out. Yeah, the gen's pretty easy tieable. Yeah. The thing is that these are gonna have boop, 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 all these, and then frogs on top of them. So the real question is like, where do we put the chests? And then the chests are gonna have frogs on top of them, and then the chain drives are not tall enough for that. So I think we just move it down, honestly. That's fine by me. I think we just move it down. I can do one white gens. Yeah, the one white gens isn't really the problem. I don't really... Like, I'm actually fine just moving it down, because I think it would be cooler to be able to, like, see the gens back there. I'll just, like, have them all in a row. Where is my schematic? My schematic in the quill. Oof. That's not the one I want. Moving down bad. Yeah, no, no. Yeah, no, no. We don't go down. Downwards doesn't exist. It can't hurt you. Shh, shh. It's okay. It's okay. Gravity isn't real. It's just a theory. It's just a theory. Just a theory. Can't hurt you. I like how we moved terracotta over twice now. Just for the fun of it. Also, that was not connected either, so... Doesn't really matter. That's white? Yeah. Oh, it's light gray. Oh, I did not get white on here. Oh. Well, we need one more. We need one more concrete on that. Or terracotta. When am I releasing the schematic for the factory line? Well, you see, the problem is that it's not done. So, you know, that is a slightly problematic endeavor. We're gonna go ahead and do... one of these gens real quick, just to hope that it works out. Oh, that's not the right thing either. I'm messing it up this bad. I guess I could have kept the chest on the front. That was actually all fine. I swear, every single time that I want these chests to connect together, they do not connect together. Genuinely so annoying. Yeah, I know. I need to move it over. It's fine. We can do that later. We'll leave a line of blocks here as a reminder to do that later. Okay, so a singular gen is really just going to be... How far can I push these forwards? No, because we need shoot, we need threshold switches on all of these. I would love to not use a redstone link. I think that would be great. So if we could use... Oh, man. I think our threshold switches are going to have to be up here. At like this height. Redstone torch off of it. Then a line of chain drives right here. And this is going to be our drill direction. And this is where it actually generates. And then we just like get a chute out of that. And then we can just send it down and over. And that'll be fine, everybody. That's a perfect 2-block gap. That's exactly what I want in life. Nice little 2-block gap for this thing right here. And then we'll just make this drop out 64s or whatever. It's always going the wrong way. Always place these going the wrong direction. Please drop items out of it. Out. Always out. Better out than in. They'll power the packagers and make them pull. Nope, because they're going to have a redstone link on the front of it, so it doesn't matter. It'll be fine. It's all good, everybody. You guys have resorted to just using arrows in chat to get my attention. Will it ever be done? No, it'll never be done. Get wool by... Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're producing... We have so much wool. We have like 80,000. Genuinely too much. Too much wool. That's why we're trying to convert it into these things. So should lava be on top? I feel like lava should be on top. It's better than being a snail. What can I say? It's a bit of a low blow, but only because you're so far down there. Oh! Snails are cute, though. Yeah, they're pretty cute. It's the eyes. Use frame glasses better. No. At least I'm able to touch salt without, like, just exploding into a pile of ooze. I think that's kind of cool. Okay, then. I think this will actually work, everybody. So dye flow faster than lava. I don't know. Let's find out. I mean, it should. Yeah, it should flow like normal water speed. Yeah, this is great. That's your party trick. Your party trick is dying? And a pile of ooze? Fascinating. It's a one-time party trick. You better save it for a good party. Otherwise, you're going to be boring at every single other party up until then, but so that means you're not going to get invited to the good party, right? I mean, isn't that how that works? Well, it hasn't even dropped out any items yet, so it doesn't need a funnel yet. See, that's the genius of my plan, is that it's like, it's chilling until right now. And now there's a problem. See, now you get to critique the build. Because now it's actually broken. So this will lock the funnel, but only when it's full, so I don't think it matters. Yeah, so right now it's doing the packager. That's because it doesn't have a link on it. It's fine. Oh, it took the items out of it. I was like, man, why isn't that like, why is it not doing the thing? Yeah, see, now it'll shut off. And then when we actually request items out of here, boop, boop, those will go away. It'll unlock that and new ones will come in. So that should actually be totally fine right there. Yeah, no, the colors don't matter if they're side to side. They don't mix. So that's fantastic. And then obviously that's white when that should be whatever other concrete color it should be. Orange, maybe? Who knows? Who knows what color it should be? Not this one. Not the one that it is. White, light gray, gray, black, brown, red. Ah, it was red. I was close. I was one off. And then boop, and boop, and boop, and boop, and boop, and boop, and boop. Excuse me? We need to move it over by 2, everybody. By 2! Okay, well, I mean, that's all there is to the concrete factory. I really need to go eat some food, everybody. I've been dying for like the last 3 hours, 8 minutes, and 54 seconds. So thank you guys for watching. I feel like we've actually made some really good progress tonight. I'm so glad that we did this in creative, because there's a lot of things that we figured out, actually. We figured out that we need to make 3 more items in the thing. And actually, we're going to do a 4th one right here. This is going to be for the cardboard. The block of cardboard. This one right here. So we need to do that as well. Kind of an interesting looking block. It's kind of a nice wallpaper, actually. Anyway, and then we figured out that we're going to do the entire dye farm. We are going to do all the wools and the 4 other things in that list. We need to dye those backpacks. We need to make a lot of backpacks. We're going to do all the concrete powders. Those are pretty cool. We're going to do all the concretes. That's pretty cool. We're going to do all the glazed terracottas. That's pretty cool as well. And then look how much room we have. Look how much room we saved. Guys, we saved so much room. That's great. Don't die of starvation. I will take that under consideration. I'm gonna write that on a sticky note right now. I'm gonna put that in my to-do calendar, actually. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully you've had a good time tonight. We'll be streaming again on Thursday. I will not be streaming on Tuesday. I'm not gonna be in the house. Don't rob me. Anyway, so follow more live streams, or subscribe, or do whatever you want to do. You can also join our Discord and sign up for the stream notifications. That way you get a ping every time we stream, and only when we stream. And then I will catch you guys on Tuesday, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8:30... No, not Tuesday. Thursday, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard, 8:30 Eastern, late UK and early Australian time. It's not going to let me... Twitch is just being really stupid right now. It's not going to let me raid anyone. I don't know why it does this, but it just genuinely does not open up the menu sometimes. The entire dashboard completely dies, and it's just like... it's just dead. That's what it sounds like when it's dead. Anyway, so I'm sure there's someone else streaming on this website that you can enjoy. I will catch you guys later. Have a good night.